The standard presser foot is used for straight stitch and zigzag stitches. Turn the hand wheel and let the needle enter at the position of the sewing start. Push the black button by finger and lower the presser foot. Release the finger from the black button and start sewing. Select overcasting stitch. Push the fabric toward the guide and sew. If the fabric and guide are apart, it will not make a nice stitch formation. Make sure to guide the fabric along the guide and sew slowly. Select buttonhole stitch. Set the button. Insert the fabric and lower the needle to a starting position. Lower the presser foot. Set the buttonhole sensor band. Lower the buttonholing lever. Start sewing. Sew the buttonhole by changing the stitch pattern. Select two-step buttonhole stitch. Bring down the needle on the sewing start point and lower the presser foot. Start sewing. Push the reverse stitch button when it reaches the necessary length of the left side of the buttonhole. Then, the machine sews buttock and the right side of the buttonhole. Push reverse stitch button when it comes to the sewing start point. This manual buttonholing presser foot can be used also for decorative stitches and letters. The zigzag presser foot is used for decorative stitches or letters. Select button sewing stitch. Position the feed dog in the lower position. Place a button under the presser foot and adjust the zigzag width according to the distance between holes in the button. Make sure that the needle enters holes in the bottom by turning handwheel manually. Sew a few stitches at low speed. Trim needle and bobbin threads by about 10 cm long after sewing. Make a knot to secure the stitches. Select center needle position straight stitch. When sewing the left side of the zipper, place the zipper under the right portion of the zipper presser foot. Fitting the edge of the zipper presser foot along the edge of the zipper teeth, sew the zipper tape on the seam allowance. When sewing the right side of the zipper, place the zipper under the left portion of the foot. At the slider part of the zipper, stop the machine at 5 cm before the slider. Move the slider to the far side of the presser foot and sew the zipper until its top end is reached. Select center needle position straight stitch. Aligning the teeth up either zipper tape with the groove on the zipper foot. Sew the zipper at the very edge of the teeth from the end of opening while raising the teeth with your fingers. Sew the remaining zipper tape on the other side of seam allowance in the same procedure. Take out the slider and pull it out to appear on the right side of the fabric. Select blind stitch. Overcast the fabric and fold the edge. Place the folded edge against the presser foot guide and sew the fabric. Adjust the zigzag width or position of the guide so that stitches reach the folded edge. After sewing the seam, turn the fabric over. The smooth presser foot is used for hard-to-feed fabrics, such as vinyl cloth and leather. The roller press foot is used for hard-to-fit fabrics such as vinyl cloth, leather, and toweling. Select center needle position straight stitch. Make sure to do trial sewing to check and adjust the needle entry point. Cut away a corner of fabric in order to make work easier. Insert the fabric into the spiral groove in hammer foot until needle position is reached. Drawing ends of needle and bobbin threads, turn hand wheel 3 or 4 turns by hand to guide the fabric to the hammer foot. Select zigzag stitch. Make sure to do trial sewing to check and adjust the needle entry point. Insert the fabric into the spiral groove in hammer foot until needle position is reached. Drawing ends of needle and bobbin threads, turn hand wheel 3 or 4 turns by hand to guide the fabric to the hammer foot. Select center needle position straight stitch. For straight stitch sewing, set the actuating lever on the needle clamp and insert the assembling point to the presser bar and tighten the set screw for the presser foot. Use the sewing machine at medium speed. Select center needle position straight stitch. Push a bias tape of 2.2 cm width into the groove of the front part of the presser foot. Pull the tape from inside of the guide with a sharp object and leave it behind the presser foot. Check that both ends are folded inside completely and then pull it backward. Set the fabric to the guide. If the width is narrow, let it go through the hole at the right-hand side. Adjust the needle position so that the needle sews on bias tape. If the needle position cannot be changed, loosen adjusting screw of the presser foot and slide the guide to the left or right. Push the fabric into the center of the guide until needle position is reached. Guide the tape so that the tape will not be off of the fabric. Select center needle position straight stitch. For patchwork stitches with a 1/4 inch and an 1/8 inch guide. Align the end of the presser foot and the edge of the fabric and sew. As the presser foot has markings, which show